This book is called The Bad Seed. It is part of a series by Jory John and Pete Oswald. And there's one that's called The Bad Seed, this one. There's one that's called The Cool Bean, this one. And there's another one called The Good Egg. And I'm going to read all of them, one after the other, so you can check out all of the videos. And what I'd love for you to do while I'm reading these is to compare them. So I want you to think about what's the same and what's different in each of the books. You can make connections to your own life, or you can make text to text or book to book connections about what's the same and what's different in each book, because they are all by the same author and all by the same illustrator. And the author is the person who writes the book, and the illustrator is the person who draws the illustrations or the pictures in the book. So here is our title, The Bad Seed. I like this storybook because it talks a little bit about someone who thinks that they're really bad, and they discover that actually nobody's bad. They're pretty great, and they have to accept who they are. I'm a bad seed. A bad seed. Look how grumpy he looks. He sure believes that he's bad, doesn't he? Yep. Oh yeah, it's true. The other seeds, they look at me and they say, that seed is so bad. When they think I'm not listening, they mumble, there goes that bad seed. That wouldn't feel very good. I know, I don't think it would feel very good at all. I wouldn't like it if people said that about me. Me neither. He probably doesn't feel very happy inside. Probably makes him feel even worse. But I can hear them. I have good hearing for a seed. How bad am I? You really want to know? There he is, on the bench, thinking about all the bad things he's done. Well, I never put things back where they belong. There he is, and he refuses to put his shopping cart back. Now, it's probably not a great choice. However, it doesn't make him a bad seed just because he won't put things away. It's something he can change if he wanted to. I'm late to everything. There's his boss, the acorn, and he's very late for work. I tell long jokes with no punchline. Comedy night, and if you look really closely, all the other seeds are sleeping. I never wash my hands. Oh dear. Well, right now that's a really important thing, but you know what? It doesn't make him a bad seed. It just means that he needs some reminders. Or my feet. I lie about pointless stuff. I wonder why he doesn't feel like he can tell the truth. And I cut in line every time. Well, that's not really fair, but these are all things that can be changed. You just have to think about your behavior. I stare at everybody. I glare at everybody, and if you look closely, he's making that poor little baby seed cry. I finish everybody's sentences, and I never listen. And I do lots of other bad things too. Know why? Because I'm a bad seed. A bad seed. Now, puppy, do you think that it's possible for bad seed to change his ways? Yes, he just has to think about it. I know, he just really needs to start doing some different things, doesn't he? Absolutely. I just can't help it. Sure, I wasn't always this bad. I was born a humble seed on a simple sunflower in an unremarkable field. Unremarkable is a fancy word for normal or average, the same as everything else. I had a big family and seeds were everywhere. We found ways of having fun. We were close. Everyone seems pretty happy there. I wonder what made him turn bad. I wonder what made him feel so sad. But then the petals dropped and our flower drooped. Now you can see their faces. They look really scared. They don't know what's happening. And sometimes when people don't know what's happening, they get scared and sad and mad, and they don't know how to deal with their feelings. It's kind of a blur. Scary times can be really difficult if you don't have people to talk to about your feelings. So it's important when scary things are happening or sad things are happening to be talking to people that you love about them. I remember a bag. It says sunflower seeds. Delicious. Can you predict why those seeds might be in that sunflower seed bag, everything went dark. And then a giant. Turns out those seeds were designed so that they could be eaten or consumed at a baseball game. I thought I was a goner. I thought I was done. I screamed and I hollered, ah, patoo! But I was spit out at the last possible second. Well, that's good news. I flew through the air and I landed under the bleachers. The bleachers are those benches with a huge thud. And when I woke up, it was dark outside. A wad of gum had softened my fall. I felt okay, but something had changed in me. I'd become a different seed entirely. I'd become a bad seed. Oh dear, he looks like he's in rough shape. What do you think that seed needed right there? He seems lonely, and he's gone through a really, really scary, hard time. I want you to think about that. What do you think that seed needed right now so that he would feel a little bit happier? I'm a bad seed. That's right, I stopped smiling. I kept to myself. I drifted. I was a friend to nobody and bad to everybody. I was lost on purpose. Living inside a soda can, and I didn't care, and it suited me. My goodness. Until recently, I've made a big decision. What do you think that decision is? I've decided I don't want to be a bad seed anymore. I'm ready to be happy. It's hard to be good when you're so used to being bad, but I'm trying. I'm taking it one day at a time. Sure, I still forget to listen, and I still show up late, and I still talk during movies, and I do all sorts and kinds of other bad stuff. But I also say thank you, and I say please, and I smile, and I hold doors open for people. Not always, but sometimes. And even though I still feel bad sometimes, I also feel kind of good. It's sort of a mix. All I can do is keep trying and keep thinking, maybe I'm not such a bad seed after all. Hey, look, there goes that bad seed. Actually, he's not that bad anymore. I heard that. And what do you notice about his face when he hears people saying nice things and people standing up for him? Well, he seems a lot happier. I know, puppy, I think you're right. I think that he's changed his ways. You're right. And do you know what it took? All it took was a decision, a choice. And that is the end of the story. I want you to think about what happened at the very beginning of the story, what happened in the middle, and what happened at the end. And you can write about that in your journal or on a piece of paper. So if we remember back in the story of the bad seed, he started out at the beginning and he really believed he was a bad seed. And then he told the story of how he became a bad seed, that he was just like everyone else. But then something terrible happened. He lost his family. And after that, he was scared and lonely. And sometimes when people are scared and lonely, we know that sad turns into mad. And that mad stayed with him for a very long time. But then he decided that he wanted to be a better seed. And all he had to do was make decisions every single day. And it changed how other people saw him. And I think it changed the way he felt about himself too. Hope you enjoyed this story.